A thought struck me like lightning. Jean-Paul Sartre once wrote, "Hell is other people." At first glance, the phrase sounds cynical, but perhaps Sartre was not saying that people are evil. Perhaps he was pointing to something deeper. What if hell begins when we see ourselves only through the eyes of others? Human beings live among mirrors. From childhood, we learn who we are through other people, parents, teachers, friends, society. Their expectations become our standards. Their judgments become our measurement. Their approval becomes our reward. Their rejection becomes our punishment. Slowly, we begin to evaluate ourselves through yardsticks that were never truly ours. Success, status, marriage, money, recognition, achievement. And when our lives fail to match these standards, suffering emerges. Perhaps this is one meaning of Sartre's statement, "Others are hell." The same phenomenon may appear in religion. Many believers try to become good enough for God. They pray, donate, attend worship, serve faithfully. None of these things are necessarily wrong, but sometimes they hide a deeper anxiety. What if God has become another judge, another observer, another authority holding a measuring stick? In such a faith, believers spend their lives attempting to satisfy an visible evaluator. The result is often exhaustion, not freedom, not peace, but endless performance. Perhaps this is why some forms of religion feel hollow. When God becomes a cosmic supervisor, faith becomes a transaction. I obey, you reward. I fail, you punish. But this relationship may be nothing more than a projection of our social fears. We create a divine version of society itself. A heavenly audience watching us, a celestial report card, a cosmic performance review, and then we correct face. Yet, rejecting these yardsticks creates another problem. Freedom is not comfortable. If I reject society's standards, I risk isolation. If I reject religious expectations, I lose certainty. I become responsible for my own choice, my own failures, my own direction. The freedom I gain comes with loneliness. Perhaps autonomy itself is another kind of hell, a quieter hell, but a real one. Is there a third possibility? Must we choose only between submission and isolation? Must we either weigh external standards or wander completely alone? I don't know, but this question continues to follow me. One biblical phrase continues to intrigue me. Jesus said, "I am the vine, you are the branches." What if this image changes everything? What if God is not an external observer, not a judge, not an audience, not an other? What if the divine is closer than that? What if God is not standing outside us within a measuring stick? What if God is within us, and we are within God? then the relationship changes completely. There is no performance, no transaction, no cosmic report card, only participation, only connection, only being. I'm not offering answers. I'm not trying to persuade anyone. I'm not a pastor. I'm not a philosopher. I'm simply an artist asking questions. Questions about freedom, questions about faith, questions about suffering, questions about identity. Perhaps the purpose is not to solve them. Perhaps the purpose is simply to live them honestly. If others are hell, then perhaps we must learn how to meet others without becoming prisoners of their yardsticks. If freedom is painful, perhaps we must learn how to carry the pain. And if God exists, perhaps God is closer than we imagine, not about us, not beyond us, but within the very mystery of our own existence. Thank you for listening.